Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Lecture 2 in our series of lectures about grammatical rules and systems. In this lecture we'll start with defining a phrase. So a phrase is defined as two or more words that function together as one group. So if you see the example here, the old man walked down the street. The old man is a phrase and it functions as one group. It is the subject in the sentence. So the old man is three words, the, old and man, and they all function as one group in this sentence. They are the subject and they are called a phrase. There are a number of phrases or phrase types in English, including noun phrases, verb phrases, adjective phrases, adverbial phrases, and prepositional phrases. In the coming lectures we will take a look at some of these phrases. In this lecture we'll start with the noun phrase and see some related topics about it. So each phrase has a head and one or more modifiers, and we'll see what this means shortly, inshallah. So we'll start with the noun phrase. The noun phrase, or MP is the abbreviation, it is a convenient term for any of the following. So it can be used to refer to the noun, even though nouns here are single words like Ahmed and student, and as we said, phrases are two or more words, but as a convenient way, some grammarians prefer to use MP to refer to nouns, even though they are one word. So they are not actually a phrase according to the definition we provided earlier, but it is more convenient to use MP to label these when we talk about grammatical structures. So the first type of MPs is nouns, like Ahmed and students. The second type, nominal groups, like a blue pen and the students. And if you notice, these conform to our definition of phrases. So nominal groups contain two or more modifiers, or one or more modifiers, and a head. So each nominal group has a head and one or more modifiers. Modifiers add to, change, or limit the meaning of the head in a phrase. So the head is the word that it determines the type of the phrase, and the modifiers add to its meaning, change it, or limit it. So if we take the example here, for example, the word pen is a noun. So we have this noun, pen, and it can refer to any kind of pens. But when we modify it, as in the previous example, a blue pen, we limit the noun. So we are not talking about all kinds of pen or any kind of pens. We are talking about a specific kind. We are talking about blue pens. So, or an example of this type of pens, a blue pen, one specific pen, and it is blue. So it's not red, it's not green. The modifiers blue and the article a helped us to limit the scope of this noun. So pen is the head in this sentence, and a and blue are modifiers. Some other examples of heads and modifiers in noun phrases: Ahmed's desk. Desk is the head here, and Ahmed's is the modifier. So when we say desk, we can talk about any desk, okay? But when we add Ahmed's desk, we limit it to one specific desk. So Ahmed's, the desk belonging to Ahmed. A bookstore. Store can refer to any store, but when we add the modifier book, we limit its reference. We limit the way that it can be interpreted. So it can only be a store that sells books. So a bookstore. The student, when we add the modifier the, it means a specific and a definite student. Not any student, not all students. The student that the listener and speaker both know and understand what it refers to. So the student, a specific, definite student. The third type of noun phrases is the pronoun. So a pronoun is a type of proforms. Proforms are defined as forms used instead of other forms. So we use pronouns instead of another form. Instead of using the nominal group the old man, instead of saying the old man is here, for example, we can use the pronoun he. So he is a proform, it is a pronoun, and it takes the place of another form, the old man. So the old man is here, we can say he is here. Pronouns include several types. The first one is personal pronouns. And personal pronouns are further subdivided into subject pronouns like I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. These can function as subjects, and they are called subject pronouns. Object pronouns like me, you, her, him, it, us, and them. And these can function as objects. This is why we call them object pronouns. And possessive pronouns. These include the meaning of possession. Something that belongs to someone, and a person possesses something, like when you say mine, this is mine, I possess this thing, this is yours, hers, his, its, ours, and theirs. These are all called possessive pronouns. So this is the first type of pronouns, personal pronouns. The second type is reflexive pronouns. So some examples of reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, himself, and itself. When I say I did this myself, so this is a reflexive pronouns. It refers to the subject. It goes back to the subject of the sentence. So I did this myself. Myself refers to the speaker, I. These are called reflexive pronouns. The next type of pronouns is indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns like everyone, someone, and something. So these do not refer to a person or a thing in particular. They refer to everyone, anyone. So any person or anything that the speaker is talking about. So not something specific. They are indefinite. So everyone, someone, and something. These are some examples of indefinite pronouns. Now we will go back to the noun phrase, and we will continue to talk about the types. So the fourth type of the noun phrase, MP, is the pronominal group. And some of the examples that we have here are we all and everyone in our class. See, these are examples of pronominal groups. So these contain a pronoun and other modifiers added to the pronoun. So they form one group, and these also conform to our definition of the phrase that we mentioned at the beginning of the lecture. So these function as one group, and they are more than one word. So we all, we is the pronoun, all is the modifier, everyone in our class, everyone is the pronoun, and it is the head here, and in our class is the modifier. So in a pronominal group, a pronoun is the head. So we here is the head, and we all and everyone in our class, everyone is the head. So they are examples of heads in the pronominal groups. Here we have a small exercise. Identify the type of the underlined MP. So we have a number of choices. The first choice, A, is noun. So if the underlined MP is a noun, you choose A. B, nominal group. If it is a nominal group, you choose B. C, pronoun. If it is a pronoun, you choose C. And finally, D, pronominal group. If it is a pronominal group, you choose D. So let's take a look at the first sentence. The children went to bed late. The underlined MP is the children. The children. We notice two words function as one unit, one group, and it is taking the function of the subject. So, and the head children is a noun. So a noun and a modifier, this is a nominal group. A nominal group. So the choice here is B. Number one, the choice is B. Sentence number two. I made this cake myself. I made this cake myself. Myself refers or goes back to the subject I. So it is reflexive. And it is a pronoun. So myself here is a pronoun. So the choice for number two is C. Sentence number three. Ahmed owns an expensive car. An expensive car, here we have three words. The head is car, and we have two modifiers, and expensive. So this is a nominal group again. So we have three. The answer is nominal group, B. So three, the answer is B. 4. Khalid bought a book. Khalid bought a book. Here we have one word, one noun, and thus it is the choice here is A, noun. Khalid is a noun. The choice for number 4 is A. The book is his. His is a pronoun here. It is a possessive pronoun. It shows that a book belongs to someone. Something belongs to someone. So the book is his. It is a pronoun. Someone in our office forgot to lock the door. Here we have two phrases, one embedded in another phrase. So someone in our office, this is a phrase, and we have another phrase within it, our office. But we are asked here to provide the type of the whole underlined phrase. So the whole phrase, someone in our office, someone in our office here is a pronominal group. So we have someone, which is a pronoun, and we have modifiers in our office. So it is a pronominal group. Our office, if we only want the type of our office, it is of course a nominal group. So because we have office, the head is a noun, and our is a modifier. And so the answer for number 6 is a pronominal group, because we're talking about the whole phrase, someone in our office. Okay, we will move on to discuss nouns. So nouns can be divided to 1. Proper nouns, like Ahmed and Al-Hasa. A proper noun is the name of someone or something that is usually imagined to be unique. So when we say Ahmed, we imagine that there is a unique person, an individual called Ahmed. When we say Al-Ahsa, we imagine that there is a unique thing, a place that is called Al-Ahsa. So these are proper nouns. The second type is common nouns, like friend, desk, bird, and air. So a common noun is a name given either to an example of a class or to the class as a whole. So we can use common nouns to refer to one example of a certain class or to the whole class. And we will see some examples right here. For example, the common noun friend refers to one example of a class in this sentence. Ahmed is a good friend. Friend doesn't refer to the whole class of friends, it refers to one example of it. Ahmed is a good friend. Friend here is an example of the whole class. Friend refers to the class as a whole in this sentence. A friend is somebody we like and know well. So friend here talks about all friends. This is a definition. We define the noun friend as somebody we like and know well. So this refers to the whole class and not just one particular example of the class. So the whole class of friend is this and that, is defined as somebody we like and know well. Friend in example 2 is called a generic noun because it refers to a genre. A genre is a class or the whole class, and this is why we call it a generic noun. Let's take a look at this exercise. Identify whether the underlined noun is A, a common noun, where it is an example of a class, B, a common noun, where it is generic, a generic noun, or C, a proper noun. So the first sentence we have here, Muhammad gave me a pen. Muhammad gave me a pen. So pen here talks about a specific example. Muhammad gave me one pen, and so it is a specific example of a class. So the choice for number 1 is A. Number 2, a pen is an instrument used for writing. Pen here refers to the whole class of pens, so it defines all pens. So a pen is an instrument, we have a definition here, used for writing. So all pens are instruments used for writing, and this is why pen is a generic noun. It refers to the whole class of pens. So the choice for number 2 is B. The answer here is B. Khalid's car is new. Khalid's car is new. Car refers to a specific example of a class. So we're not talking about all cars, we're talking about a specific car. So Khalid's car, the answer here is A, a common noun, and it is an example of a class. A common noun, and it is an example of a class. Number 4, Khalid has a new car. Khalid has a new car. Khalid refers to a unique person, an individual. And as we said, when we talk about something that we imagine is unique, this is called a proper noun. So Khalid is a proper noun. The correct answer for number 4 is C. Finally, number 5, fruit is good for you. Fruit is good for you. Fruit refers to all kinds of fruit. We are not talking about a specific kind, so this refers to the whole class. A common, and the answer is a common noun, a generic noun. So the correct answer for number 5 is B. Common nouns are usually found in nominal groups. So this helps the speaker say which particular example of a class he has in mind. So when we talk about common nouns as an example of a class, modifiers in nominal groups help us specify which particular example we are talking about. So in example 1, the students is a nominal group. The students is a nominal group, and the is a modifier, and this helps us to specify that we're not talking about all students, we're talking about the students, students, particular students, specific students we're talking about. So not all students everywhere, a particular group of students. So the students, we're waiting for the teacher. So we're not talking about all teachers, we're talking about a specific one. And the teacher, the is definite, and it helps us talk about a specific member of this noun. So the teacher is a nominal group, and it is modified by the. Example number 2, the teacher's desk is new. So desk is the head in the nominal group, and the teacher's is the modifier, and it helps us say which particular example we're talking about. So we're not talking about all desks, we're talking about a specific example, the teacher's desk. In proper nouns, we do not normally modify them this way. So proper nouns are not normally modified this way. So we don't have modifiers like the and the teachers in the previous examples. So in other words, modification differs between a common noun and a proper noun. So common nouns will have different sets of rules in grammar for modification. Proper nouns are normally not modified. Proper and common nouns, as well as pronouns, can refer to something animate or inanimate. So here we have two distinctions. The first one is animate, and we will define what we mean by that. Animate nouns refer to a person or animal. So a person or animal, if a noun refers to a person or animal, it is called an animate noun, like Ahmed. Friend and bird. Ahmed refers to a person, so it is animate. Bird refers to an animal, so it is also animate. The other distinction is inanimate. So inanimate nouns refer to a place, thing, or an idea. So we have al-ahsa refers to a place, desk refers to a thing, air, a thing as well, and freedom refers to an idea. And these are all inanimate. Next we will have the distinction between count and mass nouns. So nouns can either be countable, and we call those count nouns, or uncountable, and these are called mass nouns. So count nouns such as friend and man can be preceded by one. So one can come before friend and man, so we can say one friend and one man, and may have a plural form such as friends and men. So friends is the plural form of friend, and men is the plural form of man. So these plural forms can be preceded by a number higher than one. So we can say 2 friends and 10 men. So these are count nouns. So count nouns can be preceded by 1. They have plural forms, and their plural forms can be preceded by a number higher than 1. The second distinction is mass nouns. So mass nouns such as bread and milk cannot be preceded by 1. They are uncountable. We do not count them, and we can't say, for example, 1 bread or 1 milk. Okay, so they are not preceded by 1, and they do not have a plural form like man and men. There is no plural form for bread and milk. So some nouns can be used as both count and mass. So a noun doesn't have to be count or mass. Some can be used as both count and mass, depending on the speaker's meaning. So let's look at the first example here. Light travels faster than sound. Light in this sentence is a mass noun. We're talking about light as a mass noun. In example number 2, there are 2 lights. There are 2 lights by his desk. Lights here refers to an object. So we have 2 lights, 2 objects that we call lights, and the light here is a count noun. So as we see, light can be a mass noun and it can be a count noun. Collective nouns. So a collective noun is a singular word used to refer to a group. So a word, a noun in the singular, but it can refer to a group of people or things. So we have some examples here, like family, team, and public. Family can refer to a group. So family members are a number of people, and we use one word in the singular to refer to this group, family. Team can also refer to a group. Team refers to individual players, but we can use this one word in the singular. We don't need to make it in the plural to refer to the whole group. And public functions the same as well. A collective noun can be followed by a singular verb or a plural verb. So a singular verb like is or a plural verb like are can follow a collective noun. So it may be associated and it may be associated with a singular possessive like its, or a plural possessive like their. So we'll see some examples of this here. In example number 1, we can say our team is the best. Our team is the best. In this case, we're referring to the whole team as one unit. We can also say our team. There is a mistake here. It's not out, our. So the T is supposed to be are. Our team are the best. Are here is a plural verb, and it refers to the individual members of the team. So the team as individual members. So both of those are possible. So we can say our team is, or our team are. In the second example, Ahmed's family moved to its new home. We can also say Ahmed's family moved to their new home. So the possessive its refer to family as singular, as a unit, and and there is a possessive that refers to a family as members of their family, and both are possible. But it is reasonable to be consistent. So you don't use the singular in one sentence and then in the next sentence you go ahead and use the plural for the same noun. So it is reasonable to be consistent when you use collective nouns as either singular or plural. So you either use them as singular or you either use them as plural. In American English they are frequently singular. So American English, this is a regional difference. These nouns, collective nouns, are usually singular. So in American English we say our team is the best, while they are more frequently plural in British English. So in British English they are plural. You'll mostly hear our team are the best. So in American English they are singular, and in British English they are more frequently plural. Let's take a look at this exercise. Decide whether the following MPs can be followed by A, a singular verb, B, a plural verb, or C, both. So both can follow the noun, as in the case of collective nouns. So we can use singular verbs or plural verbs after collective nouns. So in this example, the first one, Ahmed's young brother. Ahmed's young brother. So we have an MP here. This is not a full sentence. This is just the noun phrase, an MP. So Ahmed's young brother, can we follow it by a singular verb? Can we say Ahmed's young brother is? Yes, we can. So Ahmed's young brother is. So it can be followed by a singular verb. Can we say Ahmed's young brother are? No, we can't. So it cannot be followed by a plural verb. So the answer for number one is A. Number two, his family. His family. Can we say his family is? Yes, we can, when we refer to family as a whole unit of members. But we can also say his family are, when we refer to family as individual members of the family. So in this case both are possible, because this is a collective noun. So the answer for number two is C. Number three, juice. We can say juice is, but we can't say juice are, because juice is a mass noun, and thus the choice will be A. Number three, juice is followed by a singular verb. Number four, the company. We can say the company is when we refer to the whole company as one corporation, and we can also say the company are, because we're referring to the people who work for the company, individual people who work for the company. So the company is possible, and the company are is also possible. So we can say that this is a collective noun, so both are possible. Both a singular verb and a plural verb can follow this collective noun. Number five, men. Can we say men is? No, we can't. These men is, we can't say that, but we can say are. So this is a plural common noun, and this is why we use the plural verb after it. So we can say these men are here, or these men are intelligent, or any other different examples. So number five, the answer is B, men are. Okay, so this is the end of lecture 2. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next lecture, and hopefully you found this interesting, and we will continue our discussion in lecture 3 بإذن الله.